Hello everybody, yes, your eyes do not deceive you. A Universe Mode in WWE 2k22 is back on the channel in full force. We have SmackDown for you guys here today as we look to play catch up with where we left off in the series. If you're excited for the series to be back, make sure you drop that like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more Universe Mode content. And we kick off SmackDown this week with none other than the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey makes her way to the ring, and she is not in a good mood. If you remember back at WrestleMania, she lost in controversial fashion to Charlotte Flair in night one of WrestleMania. We're kicking off here with SmackDown. In case you're wondering where NXT went, NXT had a break this week as they get ready and reconfigure their arena for the next show, as well as introduce a couple of new titles that we'll take a look at in the next NXT episode. But they had the week off. But we're here with SmackDown. Ronda Rousey is in action here tonight, and she's going one-on-one against Sonya Deville. Sonya Deville, the former WWE official. She has been released from that position due to some maybe questionable decisions, to say the least. Nonetheless, Sonya Deville is back as an in-ring competitor, and she has a very tall task in front of her in the form of Ronda Rousey. Maybe some of Sonya Deville's booking decisions in the past coming up to bite her in the rear end, but nonetheless, a big opportunity as well for Sonya Deville. She picks up a win against Ronda here tonight. Who knows what that would do for her career? Sonya Deville, a very accomplished competitor, to say the least. Maybe hasn't found the accomplishments in WWE quite yet, but she has that MMA background that Ronda does. As we get ready for the first match of the night, Ronda Rousey versus Sonya Deville. Universe Mode is back on the channel. Both superstars meet in the center of the ring, and this time Sonya Deville gets the upper hand off of the beginning as she lifts up and slams Ronda Rousey down. Like I was saying just a second ago, Sonya Deville, very, decorated in terms of, an MMA background. So like Ronda, she can apply that mat game. She might be one of the few women on the roster that could actually match Ronda when it comes to submissions and grappling and whatnot. And it's showing right here. Sonya Deville rains down a couple of early right hands. Ronda hasn't seen the ring since WrestleMania, so she's looking to get back in the win column. As you could say, she should have had the victory at WrestleMania, but nonetheless, the record books will say that Charlotte Flair retained as Ronda looks to take control in this matchup. Working away on the legs of Sonya Deville, just stomping and kneeing on that left leg as she looks to ground her opponent. Just continues to stomp on that left leg and continues to drop the knee on Sonya Deville. How about one more time? Dropping the knee. Ronda just taking out some frustration here in the early going. The ref might have to step in and tell her, hey, you can't continue, as she continues to go around in a circle. I think that's about 6. Finally, Sonya will get back to her feet. I'm surprised she's still on her feet as she takes control and drives that knee right into the back of Ronda Rousey. Now, Rousey hasn't had that many matches since returning at the Royal Rumble, so maybe she is still a little green, just needs to work off some of that rust as she stomps away on Sonya Deville. A kick to the face works her to the ground. Rousey likes to set up for that arm bar, as here she goes, working on the left arm as well as the right at the same time, and drops more knees, this time into the spine of Sonya Deville. Rousey taking control here, continues to stomp away on her opponent, as working once more on that ground game. Going to set her up for that same maneuver she just worked on, as Ronda Rousey, not mixing it up too much in the early going, but when you are dominating your competitor like you are, why mix it up? Why fix what isn't broken? Sonya, though, back to her feet. Rousey will dump her to the apron and throw a forearm to the face. Lines her up on the middle rope. Ronda goes outside the ring, and it looks like she's going to tie her up. It almost looks like a reverse tarantula here, as she has 5 seconds to break the hold, and will. And Sonya's still on the outside, and just a kick for good measure knocks Deville off of the apron and spills to the outside. Ronda will follow on the apron as a kick to the face. Referee will start his count. Both competitors have to a count of 10 to get back in the ring as they fight to the outside. Rousey trying to get advantage of Deville out there, but Deville will counter, so Sonya looking back for the upper hand. Now just going to get back in the ring. I don't think Ronda, though, will be counted out as she just takes Deville right back outside and says, I'm not done with you outside the ring. She'll drag Deville to the apron, throws her into it. and looks to throw her into it again. And Ronda this time will slam her down on the outside. As Ronda has been in control of this one since that early flurry from Deville, but Deville not out of it yet. Like we said, if there is anybody who can match Ronda's mat game, it is Sonya Deville. As she drops Ronda down, as Ronda was looking at a triangle on the outside. Refs count up to 3. Now Deville raining some kicks, raining some punches. This is what she needs. She catches Ronda with the back boots after she ducked the first one. And Sonya Deville looking to get back in control. She puts Ronda up on her feet, but Ronda just throws her to the corner. Refs count up to a 6, by the way. So both competitors might need to make their way inside if they want to win by pinfall or submission. Deville counters up to 7. She's going to pick Rousey up and slam her down with a gut wrench as she is in danger of the count. Stands Ronda up. Waistlock drives her down again. Ref, where is the count? He stopped. There's 8. Sonya will make her way inside. I think Deville would love to win by countouts, but she actually goes back outside the ring. Interesting call. As I just said, I thought she would be able to win by countout. Maybe she thought Ronda was going to beat the count, so she tried to get a little bit more offense in. Nonetheless, this match does continue as both competitors finally make it back into the ring, and Ronda catches Deville with a huge kick to the face. First cover of the matchup, 1, but Sonya will grab the ropes and force the rope break. So it's been a very physical contest. Hasn't been pretty in terms of wrestling-wise, but it's just been all brutal maneuver after brutal maneuver as now Ronda slams Deville into the mat, looks to regain her control that she had earlier as the baddest woman on the planet. She picks Deville up. She takes a hold of her competitor, working on that left arm, but Deville will counter. She doesn't want to get locked in that armbar as now she has Ronda looking for a suplex attempt and will drive her down. Deville in the cover, very nonchalant cover, gets 2, but Ronda will kick out. Deville, she's showing a little bit of swagger in this match. You know, Deville's got to be scared of Ronda, but she's not showing it. You know, the lackadaisical cover, the going back to the outside to break the count out. As Sonya Deville, despite not being an active competitor for quite some time, is showing that she deserves to still be in the ring. She rains down punches on Ronda, gets back in the mount, this time a couple of rights for good measure across the face of the former Raw Women's Champion. Now Deville's got Rousey in an armbar. This is a little bit of a turn of the tables, to say the least, as this goes back to Deville, maybe showing a little bit of that swagger, but if anybody knows how to counter the armbar, it is Ronda Rousey, as she just powers out with brute force. Now both competitors back to their feet. Ronda with a couple of punches. Here's that deadly combination, that striking mentality that she has as she swings Deville over, works away on the left arm, and maybe setting her up. But first goes for the cover. 1, 2. Does Deville have enough in the tank? She barely kicks out. 2.5. Ronda can't believe it. Deville, though, getting back to her feet. Ronda's going to help her out. Has control of that right arm with a vicious clothesline. Turves Sonya inside out. And now working away once more on those legs. She's going to pick her up, roll through. I think she's setting her up for that Piper's Pit. And she delivers the Piper's Pit. Deville in all sorts of trouble. Ronda now asking Deville to get back to her feet. This could be the closing moments of the matchup. She has a hold of Deville, swings over, locks in that armbar. There's not much Deville can do. Will she tap out? Yes, she will. Ronda emerges victorious as she picks up the win over Deville and looks like she is ready to challenge Charlotte Flair once again. A big win here for Ronda Rousey. Deville, it's hard to hang your head on this one, though. Very competitive bout as Ronda celebrates, though, in front of the fans here in Worcester. And Deville just left to get back to square one in terms of a competitor as she rolls outside the ring. But Ronda has something to say, it looks like. Charlotte Flair, you're not out of this yet. See, at WrestleMania, I made you tap out. But like you always do, you cheated to retain your title. Now, of course, you're not here tonight, so I'll lay down the challenge for you. A challenge where you're not going to be able to run from. A challenge where pinfalls don't matter. I'm going to get another opportunity at the SmackDown Women's Championship at Backlash, and it's going to be a submissions match. Well, that's a match I'd like to see. We'll have to see if that one becomes official. But let's take a look at the rest of the SmackDown card. We're going to have Mansoor face off against Jinder Mahal up next, followed by Natalya going one-on-one against Shayna Baszler as that tag team has imploded. Ridge Holland will go one-on-one against Xavier Woods as he looks to get some revenge for his friend Big E. And the Intercontinental Championship is on the line in our main event. Ricochet defends against Madcap Moss. Here's the results of the earlier matches. Jinder Mahal beats Mansoor. That's 2 in a row for Mahal. Shayna Baszler does beat Natalya, and Xavier Woods gets his revenge. He beats Ridge Holland, and now time for our main event. Well, now it's time for our main event of the evening. We have another championship match for you guys here in Universe Mode. It is the Intercontinental Championship that is going to be on the line here tonight, as Ricochet will put the title on the line against this man, one half of the Happy Folks. It's Madcap Moss, your winner of the 2022 Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and that win is what is giving him this opportunity tonight. Adam Pearce thought, he proved himself in the Battle Royal, and he deserves a championship match. Madcap Moss did compete in a Fatal 4-Way last week for a shot at the Universal Championship. He came away unsuccessful, but looking to change his fortunes here tonight as he has Happy Corbin at his side, in his corner. And here comes the Intercontinental Champion. Ricochet makes his way to the ring. The flawless superstar through the air. Probably the best high flyer in the company, to say the very least. Ricochet, your Intercontinental Champion. He's been champion now for a couple of months. He beat Sami Zayn for his very first Intercontinental Championship and has been a fighting champion ever since. It's good to see Ricochet get this opportunity tonight. He is your main event. So didn't see him on WrestleMania, unfortunately, but he's looking to prove that he is somebody not to sleep on here on SmackDown. As Ricochet makes his way to the ring, as he slides in and shows a little bit of that athleticism as he lands in a superhero-like pose. Basically, the closest thing you're going to get to a real-life superhero is Ricochet. Ricochet poses in front of the Worcester, Massachusetts fans. They're eating it up as we get ready for our main event. So you can see the Intercontinental Championship is on the line. Will Ricochet defend, or will Madcap Moss get his second ever singles championship, as he was technically a 24/7 champion? As we get formal introductions. In the corner of Madcap Moss is Happy Corbin. They are the Happy Folks. He is the jokester, but he has proven that he can get the wins when needed. So this is somebody Ricochet should not take lightly. But he is the Intercontinental Champion, a former United States champion, now defending the Intercontinental Championship on SmackDown. He is the favorite. He is Ricochet. The belt's being handed over to the official as we get ready to make this one official. No pun intended. Both superstars looking at the title, as in traditional championship formats, is raised above overhead, and we are ready for action here. Finally, in your main event of the evening, is Madcap Moss. It's Ricochet for the Intercontinental Championship. The bell has sounded, and we are ready to go here as both superstars in the middle of the ring. Madcap Moss gets the early advantage in this one. As he goes high, he goes low on Ricochet. Ricochet counters. There's a chop to the chest of the jokester, and there's a nice springboard or a handspring Pele kick, and then a standing shooting star press from Ricochet. Makes it look so easy. It's just flawless, as they'd like to say. Now Ricochet already up to the top turnbuckle. He's asking Madcap Moss to get back to his feet. And there is looks like he was going for that Hurricane Rana, but Madcap Moss counters into a powerbomb. As that's what Madcap's going to have to use. We know Ricochet is going to have the aerial advantage in this one. Madcap Moss, though, is going to have the power advantage. So if he can ground Ricochet like he's looking to do here, Madcap Moss will be successful. But Ricochet counters out. He's a very proven mat technician as well in his own right. He's down both superstars. Madcap, though, hits him with a half-and-half suplex, and that drives Ricochet to the mat. Madcap Moss now working on the midsection of Ricochet, and as well as that left arm, as trying to lock in a submission. Happy Corbin all smiles in his corner, as despite losing at WrestleMania to Drew McIntyre, he's still a little upset about that one, but he is cheering on his happy folk, his jokester here tonight, as there's another standing shooting star press from Ricochet, and Ricochet's going to springboard with a moonsault. What height on that springboard, just off the top rope so effortlessly. And now speaking of the top rope, he's on the top rope again, another shooting star, this time off of the turnbuckle. High flying moves early from Ricochet. This is not what Madcap Moss wanted to see, as now Ricochet ties up Madcap, hits him with a jumping cutter. That levels Madcap. Got our first cover of the evening. There's a 1 count, and there's power out by Madcap Moss. Ricochet is a proven single star, former North American champion, former United States champion, now an Intercontinental champion, as he looks to, continue his hot 2022. Ricochet's looking to make this his year. There's a nice Pele kick once more to Madcap Moss. Now Ricochet kick to the gut DDT that drops Madcap, and he's in the drop zone, but Happy Corbin looking to play some benefits. It might have distracted Ricochet there for a moment in time. Now Ricochet back on the attack. Madcap, though, looks like he's going to try to power out. A couple of punches to the rib cage of Ricochet, backs him into the corner, puts the leg on the rope, and just kicks it. That's a nice way to take away the aerial. Focus on the legs as Happy Corbin throws a chair into the ring. That is not legal in this one, as Madcap just disposes of Ricochet like he's trash, dumping him to the outside. That's a hard fall. But yeah, the chair is not legal in this one. This is, if you get disqualified, you do not win the title. So interesting call by Happy Corbin to throw that into the ring, as there's a backstabber to Madcap on the outside as the ref begins his count. There's another DDT on the outside by Ricochet as the ref counts to 3. Remember, Madcap has to win by pinfall or submission to win the Intercontinental Championship. If Ricochet gets counted out, he still holds on to the title. I don't think Ricochet would be very happy with himself if he won by countout, so I don't think Madcap has to worry about that too much, but the ref is up to a 6 count, so both superstars got to start to get back into the ring as Ricochet does just that. He's going to celebrate in front of the fans, as Madcap, though, a little too close to the ropes, pulls Ricochet out of the ring, and that'll restart the referee's count. Madcap, though, will slide back in the ring. Looks like he's trying to get the position advantage as he welcomes Ricochet back into the ring, and he has him up for a suplex, but Ricochet out the back door. He's going to counter with a German of his own as the ref grabs the chair and throws it outside the ring, so don't got to worry about that being used. But Ricochet, though, up to the top turnbuckle, another moonsault, or a shooting star press, excuse me. Ricochet's hit so many high-flying moves, it's just hard to keep up with all of them. Now looking for that mat-based submission game we talked about earlier. Ties up Madcap, just looking to wear down his opponent. Don't think he's going to quite get the submission yet, as Madcap does fight out, but you're just slowly wearing down your opponent. Championship matches tend to go a little bit longer, so this is really going to prove who has the gas tank and who has the endurance, as Madcap fights out of Ricochet's hold. Now drops him down. Looks like he's going to lock him up for a submission attempt. He's just going, looks like a modified surfboard. Instead, he just drives Ricochet's skull into the canvas. It's not pretty, but it's effective. Madcap drags Ricochet over. He's going to flip him over. He's going to, looks like maybe set up for that move again. This time he's just going to try to put him in a sharpshooter, but Ricochet was close to the rope. That forces the rope break. As Madcap, they're going to go for a pinfall now. Gets a 1 count, gets a 2, but Ricochet gets the left shoulder up. Both superstars getting in some offense here. Nobody's really taken the advantage just yet. It was Ricochet for a moment as he gets the kick on Madcap, but Madcap counters with a kick of his own as both superstars fight for positioning. And now Madcap back to that left arm of Ricochet. And now he's just going to snap him over, as that'll work on the back of the neck of the champion. Madcap Moss now just stomping away, but Ricochet's got both legs, going to kick him. Nice chop to the chest. And now just another cutter as he jumps up and drops Madcap to the canvas. Ricochet once more looking for the corner. Madcap up to his feet, and he's going to meet Ricochet in the corner. Ricochet fights out of it. Madcap backs up. There's a Hurricane Rana by Ricochet, takes Madcap off his feet. And now he's going to go to the far turnbuckle. Madcap Moss is kind of far away, but he connects with a 630. Ricochet hits it about halfway across the ring. Now into the cover, but Madcap powers out at 2.5. Oh, I thought that was it. I thought Ricochet had retained the Intercontinental Championship, and Madcap showing he's got a little bit left in the tank. Hits a German suplex on Ricochet. And now he's going to work away on that left arm again. This has been a target point for Madcap as he powers on the back of that left shoulder blade. Ricochet counters with a super kick of his own. That drops Madcap. Kick to the back. And now Ricochet looks to take advantage again. You know, got to keep on the offense. You hit your big move, but you can't let that go to waste. There's another nice Pele kick by Ricochet. That drops Madcap. Now he's back to the outside and hits a 450 splash onto Madcap Moss from the top rope. Ricochet is so electric. Drags Madcap over. Now going to go for the pinfall. There's a 1. There's a 2. Is he retained? No, he does not. Madcap powers out again. You got to give it up to Madcap Moss, showing that endurance, showing that resiliency in his first one-on-one championship encounter. Ricochet with an elbow to the top of the crown of the head of Madcap Moss. Now he's working on that left arm. Now looking for another submission attempt, just wearing down the upper body. Another shot to the top of the skull. And then a kick to the back for good measure. Now Ricochet, though, back to the top rope. Is he going to go for it again? He is, and he connects with a second 630. This has to be it. Ricochet to retain the title. And no, Madcap powers out again. What resiliency by the jokester. You would have never thought he had it by his personality. As now Ricochet going for a little bit, not quite, a people's elbow instead, just a standing shooting star press, but showing off that personality of his own. Back to the top rope, a springboard moonsault. Just makes it look easy. And Madcap's back to his feet again. Look for a running knee. I think he was going for the home run shot there. Ricochet, though, out of the way. But this time, Madcap meets him in the corner. Moss does throw him off. And now Madcap Moss with another snapmare. Working away on Ricochet. Madcap, he might just be one big move away from winning this match. Ricochet hasn't been able to put Madcap Moss away yet. And now he's going to tie him up and drive him face first into the mat. And back to the corner Ricochet goes. Madcap Moss is getting to his feet. Ricochet is waiting for him to turn around. Instead, just going to drop down and not give Madcap Moss the chance to make it back to his feet. Instead, he's going to drive him again into the canvas. There's a nice knee to the back for good measure. Ricochet now back to the top rope. Madcap Moss is going to go for it again. And yes, he went for a third 630, but Madcap Moss got the knees up. Ricochet in some trouble now. Madcap Moss looking for a double underhook suplex, and he gets it. That drives Ricochet into the canvas. Madcap Moss in control. He's going to pick Ricochet up and hits him with a reverse suplex. Drives Ricochet face first into the mat. Madcap Moss looking to drag Ricochet over for the cover. He's going to go for it, but Ricochet counters. A little bit of a roll-up here. Shoulders are down. 1, 2, and 3. Ricochet got him. Madcap Moss gets beat with the roll-up small package, and Ricochet comes away victorious, retains his Intercontinental Championship. Well, it wasn't one 630. It wasn't two 630s. It was just a simple element of surprise pin that gets the job on Madcap Moss. But if you're Madcap Moss, you have got to not hang your head on that one. You hung with the Intercontinental Champion, and just one small roll-up, and you're defeated. But Madcap Moss showing what he has. As Ricochet, though, gets to celebrate still your Intercontinental Champion here tonight, retains in your main event. Ricochet, though, celebrating after a hard-fought battle. Looks like Happy Corbin is going to make his way into the ring as he gets in the face of the champion. His lackey got beat, and now Corbin's starting to throw hands at Ricochet. Come on, Ricochet just went through a hard title defense, and Happy Corbin all over the champion. Not happy. These two can't seem to pick up a victory as of late, whether it be WrestleMania or here tonight. And Happy Corbin's going to take out some frustration on Ricochet. Drops a knee across the throat of the champion, who, like we said, just went through a hard-fought encounter and now is basically defenseless against a happy in his standards, and fresh Happy Corbin. As he continues the assault, he's going to pick Ricochet up for a powerbomb. Tried to fight out of it and drives him down. That's all we have for you guys in this one. Next episode, we will see Bianca Belair in action. That's our first time seeing her since WrestleMania 38, where she won the Raw Women's Championship. Speaking of Women's Championship, it is official. At Backlash, we will see Charlotte Flair defend the SmackDown Women's Championship against Ronda Rousey in a submissions match. There's going to be nowhere to run, no pinfalls. You have to make your opponent tap out to win the title. And also, don't forget, Roman Reigns will put the Universal Championship on the line against Shinsuke Nakamura, one of Roman Reigns' 2 world title defenses at the pay-per-view. It's going to be an electric one. You don't want to miss it. Backlash will be coming to you guys in a few weeks. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed Universe Mode being back here on the channel. I'm excited to bring it to you guys. I just couldn't step away from it. My mind is too creative to let that go. Hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you leave that like and subscribe down below, especially if you want more Universe Mode content. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.